So I'm not really a big rabid TV watcher, but this summer I've actually had some shows to watch almost every single night, half the week. Sunday, I watched True Blood on HBO. Monday, I watched Rizzoli and Isles on TNT. Tuesday, I watched Louie on FX. And Wednesday, I watched Ghost Hunters. Let's sort of dive into those shows, shall we? So Sunday night, I watched True Blood, and that's a big show. I love the shit out of that show. It's kind of like Twilight for adult men, you know, like for like people who are more fans of the actual, like, the monster fucking vampire. There's still that romance, and the main character, Sookie, she gets her ass handed to her in every fucking episode. She's like such a damsel in distress. Like every episode, she's almost dead, or she needs saving. She is the most helpless human being. She's not even a human. She's like part fairy, which is very gay. They should have came up with something else for that. But she's part fairy, and she has like the power of nature and shit. She's a telepath, but she's still getting her ass handed to her. And there's another girl on there, the black girl named Tara, who's a bitch, and I like that about her. But she makes the weirdest faces. Like every time you see her, it's like Tara, and she's like. That's her. Like she just holds a face like that, and you're like, what the fuck, bitch? God damn. One of the best parts of that show, I think, is the main star, Sookie, is Anna Paquin, who is Rogue from the X-Men. And I think that's because she's about nude in every episode. And that's my cat, by the way. She wanted to come up and say hi and talk about True Blood too. But yeah, so it's Rogue titties you get to see in the show, and I like that. I appreciate that. The thing is about her, though, she's got that huge gap in her teeth, and nobody's perfect. She's a beautiful creature and all, but that's really fucking distracting, in my opinion. And so now Monday nights on TNT, I've been watching Rizzoli and Isles, which is it's kind of like Bones, like that show Bones on Fox, but because it's two different people. It's the cop that runs off of instinct, and then it's the scientist who is everything scientific, and nothing can stray from that. You can't guess on anything. But it's two hot chicks. Now I like that. It's a little bit better. I like that chemistry. There should be some lesbian kissing going on in that show, in my opinion. But I feel like a bitch when I'm watching it because the other night I was watching it, waiting like a big pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It's like, yes, a crime drama on TNT. And then I got my fucking cats running all over the place. I'm a big fat fucking cat lady now. Now Tuesday nights on FX, it used to be Justified, and I used to watch the shit out of that show. I liked it. Now it's Louie, and now that's the star of the show is Louis C.K., who is one of my favorite comedians right after George Carlin. He's like the George Carlin for the living generation now. And his show, I was kind of skeptical. I think it'll do okay. I don't know how many seasons it'll last because he tries to be artsy-fartsy with it. It has a very independent movie feel to it, which he makes a lot of independent movies and all. But it's still funny. I'll give him that much. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for this guy that it actually works out, and he actually makes some really funny fucking videos. Then Ghost Hunters on Sci-Fi is like renewed its season, and I'll check in. I'm not like a rabid fan or anything like that, but I'll check into it. I want to know something. What was the original ghost? Because there's like ghosts everywhere now. Everything's haunted, and it's always people from like the 1700s or the 1500s or whatever. What about the ghosts in their time? What about ghosts in caveman time? What was the original ghost? Who was the first person that died and was like, I'm not fucking going anywhere. I want to haunt these caves. Who was that? Who had the balls to stick around? Can animals be ghosts? I've heard like some stories about like ghost animals and shit, and like people like seeing their dead cat, like my cat just now, like haunting. Like if she ever passes, that's what she's going to do. She's going to haunt my videos and shit. So like, what's the evolutionary chart of ghosts then? Like, all right, so cats can be ghosts. What about mice? Can mice be ghosts? What about like single cell organisms? Can they be ghosts? Can single cell organisms haunt the petri dish?